You want to go over a possible alien story?
Okay.
Well,
What do you
too
mean
bad.
possibly alien? Aliens are real.
Somebody clip that. Clip it. That's the trailer for the entire YouTube channel now. It's just you on repeat saying aliens are real. This is called Lights on the Hill. I was camping with some friends in Western Maryland a few years ago. We see a very bright light go overhead and land on the top of this hill. We were in the forest, so it was hard to tell what the light was. After sitting there for about 20 minutes, my curiosity gets the best of me, and I decide to make my way up the hill to check it out. My friends don't want to come, so I go up alone. First mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Always at least convince one friend to go with you, so you have number one,
Somebody to trip?
somebody to trip on the way down. Number two, somebody to share the story of what you saw together.
Yeah, because one person is crazy. Two people are like...
It's super crazy, but also accurate. My friends don't want to go, so I go up alone. As I get up closer to the light, I start feeling kind of strange, almost frozen like a deer in the headlights. I stand there and I notice quiet little footsteps coming nearer. They are creeping, not walking clumsily like a human would through the woods.
He's getting so probed.
I know. Pucker those cheeks, pal. It's coming.
No, it's unpucker.
Unpucker those cheeks. Sorry. Yeah, they like them nice and loose.
Yeah.
Sorry, YouTube. I can tell there are at least two of them, maybe three. The last thing I see is the gray skin and big black eyes. I suffer a lapse in consciousness. You were going to say something weird, I'm sure, just based on your...
I'm just going
to continue. Yeah. Thankfully, we cut that off just in time. No time was lost, but it's like I was plucked from local space-time and reinserted. I'm going to touch on that in a moment. Some other very unpleasant things happened after that, which almost led me to suicide.
Ooh.
I can honestly say it was the worst thing that has ever happened to me, and a day doesn't go by where I don't think about that night.
Oh, we're sitting here making jokes
I
about
know.
it.
And he's like, yeah, so anyway, I'm myself from the experience. We're like, unpucker your cheeks, asshole. No.
Also a reminder.
We're a little crass. Beside that point, when he said he felt like he was almost like plucked out of space-time, remember how we kind of, in the past, I don't remember what we were talking about, what episode it was on, or if it was a bonus story or what, but we mentioned the idea of, like, when people get, like, cars get stopped by UFOs, what happens to the vehicle? Like, people driving by, do they see it or not? But it's almost like they pause that moment in time.
They just set the car in this timeline over here where it's safe.
In that space of paused time that doesn't exist on our plane of existence.
It exists. It's just right there. And we don't see it. We don't realize
but it's technically in the past. Like if something is, if they pluck it out of existence while they're doing all the shenanigans to the person, and then they just plop it right back in there and things, because the whole missing time angle and all that stuff, it's almost like you were paused for hours.
Right.
And then when you do get back, you just show up hours in the future. But to you, you're experiencing the whole thing.
Or you show up back at almost in the same time, but just a little off. So it when I look at it like that, I would assume whoever's doing the abducting is...
You don't need quotes for this. This is pretty straightforward.
I have to use quotes on certain things just to keep my cred.
Yeah, your street cred. You have that.
Yeah. I mean, they're barely letting me into the Skeptic Society as it is.
That's true. Yeah, you're dwindling. Your membership, much like your Costco membership, is about to lapse.
But if aliens are efficient, which we must assume they are, to be able to get here in the first place, they wouldn't go through too much trouble to store this vehicle. You know, they would just set it in the timeline right next to it. Barely move it over because they can manipulate space and time. And then when it's time to put it back, they put it back. And every once in a while, there's some time. It's a little off because, you know, sometimes you have the new guy doing the calculations.
There can't be 100% efficiency with aliens. There has to be some screw up. Like we all have that coworker where you're like, dude,
yeah,
it's simple. All you got to do is pluck it from space time and set it to the right, just off screen. That's it, pal.
Yep.
You're messing it up for the rest of us. You're making us look like clowns. This is one of the few instances. Actually, this might be the only instance that I can think of where someone felt what we were talking about in the past. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Like when we mentioned that, someone actually said, like, I felt like I got plucked out of local space-time.
Right.
Which I've always wondered, and we've wondered collectively as a unit with this podcast in the past. So when I saw the story, I'm like, oh, crap, maybe we're actually onto something. Maybe for the first time in the Freaky Deaky history, we got something right.
It's because of science in this one.
I don't think you can say that.
Yes, you can, because science can be involved with alien abductions. We just haven't gotten the evidence on it. But
there you are. I was wondering. I was like, when's Christian going to make his appearance again?
No, I'm not even being a skeptic. I'm just saying we don't have the tools to measure that kind of stuff yet. But science would still be involved, just smarter science, because they're aliens and they're able to travel from other dimensions or places in the universe.
That's if they're even from different places in the universe and not just some off-world society that's hella weird looking now.
That would be pretty creepy. Like a future human society.
I mean, that is a theory, right? That like aliens are just us from the future. And if you look at any of those articles that come up where it's like, this is what humanity's going to look like in 5,000 years. They always got like big ass eyes. They look like anime characters. And you're like, I don't think that's right.
Might be, though, with all the amount of screens we're going to have to look at from now on.
It is kind of creepy in the story that he said the last thing he remembered was gray skin and big black eyes. Now, do you think he told his friends about that afterward?
Probably not.
He's probably like,
I'm going to wait till I can walk normal again.
No, last joke on the story, and we're going to get some comment back. You guys are assholes. But so he wanders up the hill, right?
Mm-hmm.
Walking normally. Do you think when he comes back, he's kind of like he just rode a horse? He's just kind of like, they're like, what was it? He's like, it was nothing, guys. It was nothing. Let's sit back down.
Hopefully whatever the aliens do to numb him is still in effect. So he's kind of like he's been to the dentist, but in a different region.
Hey, can someone get my hemorrhoid donut and set it on his log? I'd like to enjoy our camping experience one more time. Is everything okay, Ted? You seem kind of shook.